or a stream, whatever, same difference. And it's really about this one kid recently was hospitalized. Big oh, apparently he got hospitalized 2 times before this, but he was hospitalized because he was bullied, and the last 2 times he was in the hospital, he was bullied as well. And I don't know where he lives. I don't know uh his name, but he's a kid. I don't know his age, or anything really about him except for him getting bullied 3 times, from what I understand, and each time he landed in the hospital. And I feel bad for the boy. I'm like, I not really an asshole per se. I'm only an asshole when you talk shit or talk crap. Hey, BB, about like my friends and stuff or people I care about. That's the only time when I really am an ass. But this kid who got hospitalized that I'm talking about after he got bullied is that he decided that his excuse for not really defending himself is that the Jedi don't use in general. And as a Star Wars nut who's pretty much Star Wars, as that Star Wars girl says, like it's more like a part of me than me being a fan per se. Even though I'm not wearing a Star Wars shirt, but oh well. I know that is bullshit crap because if he's seen the prequels, the original trilogy, and Rey in the new trilogy, or in like the old Republic games, like get out of the way, Nemo. Thank you, boy. Uh, then he will know that Jedi actually use only become violent when it's absolutely necessary, and they only use it for defense. Sorry, I'm just making like chat visible. What did I do? Oh, there we go. And you know how most of us Star Wars freak I am, pretty much, with all the Star Wars videos I have uploaded onto this channel. Uh, but yeah, this kid believes that the Jedi don't use attack, and like in general, and that's definitely not true in any way. They do attack, but really they only use it for defense. They only use it when it's absolutely necessary. And thank you for the second like. Hey, nerdy girl. And so of course I find this kid's reasoning for not defending himself kind of not good, seeing how I'm a Star Wars nut. And it's just like I said, I can't help but feel bad for the kid, regardless if I agree or disagree with his belief that, oh yeah, Jedi don't defend themselves, even though if you watch the Star Wars movies, they do attack. That Jedi never attack, even though if he's seen the movie, he knows that the Jedi only attack when necessary. Like, having you seen the Jedi on the Battle of Geonosis in Episode 2, or the planet of Naboo when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan fought Darth Maul, which unfortunately Qui-Gon died, and then Obi-Wan like sliced Darth Maul in half, and then he came back in the Clone Wars series, and then Obi-Wan killed Darth Maul again in Rebels. Only out then, and Yoda had to fight Darth Sidious, which is the Emperor, to pretty much try to end his reign ultimately trying to protect others. And then when Obi-Wan had to fight, well, Anakin, but at the time he was Darth Vader, before he had a suit on Mustafar, even though he tried to warn Anakin, tried to sway Anakin back from to the light side before it was too late, and of course Anakin didn't listen, which then Anakin attacked Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan used to, had to defend himself, otherwise he would have gotten killed. So if you guys seen Revenge of the Sith, then you know Anakin got burned, and that's why he was in that's why he used uh the Darth Vader suit, and with the exception of making him kind of attacking in anger, Luke in Return of the Jedi, and he really went to the Death Star, kind of trying to save his father, per se. Unfortunately, they fought, but in a sense, you can say that he was trying to defend his father, in a sense. It was ultimately Luke helped Vader turn to the dark side, to the light side, I mean, by almost getting killed. But my point is, since Darth Vader tries to defend his son against the Emperor, even though right there you can technically say that Anakin Skywalker technically returned to defend his son, kind of proves my case in general. Oh yeah, and Order 66, which if Order 66 pretty much the Jedi pretty much went almost extinct because the clone troopers turned against their Jedi generals and killed them. And only a few Jedi. Thanks, nerdy girl. Well, Anakin. I mean, overall, Jedi use violence only for defense. Anakin is like one of those very few Jedi, and Barriss Offee in the Clone Wars use violence to attack, then defend. But those are like the only like two Jedi that I'm aware of. Starkiller like use attack, violence to attack, but that was before that was when he was Darth Vader's secret apprentice. So Starkiller was pretty much a Sith at that time. And then he later in his life he switched to a Jedi, and his view changed. So with the exception of Barriss Offee and Anakin Skywalker, just in general, the Jedi has used violence only when it's necessary, and for defense. Well, with Mace Windu trying to kill Anakin also killed Count Dooku as well, but that was only because Darth Sidious. Here's my theory about Count Dooku like dying in Revenge of the Sith. My theory is, since the Jedi mind trick only works at the weak-minded, and when it came with when it came to Palpatine, who was Darth Sidious, who became the Emperor, my theory for why Anakin killed Count Dooku is that Darth Sidious used the Force, the Jedi mind, or in this case, the Sith mind trick on Anakin, and that's why Anakin killed Count Dooku. In the case of Mace Windu, even though I feel like he should have left it like try and kill Sidious to Anakin, since he was the chosen one, which ultimately Anakin did in Return of the Jedi. But my point being is that I feel May said, "Come on, Anakin, gotta fulfill the prophecy. Since you're the chosen one, you're the only one who can kill Darth Sidious in per se, because he was the only Sith Lord at the time. Because Count Dooku just died. Uh, I don't really count General Grievous as a Sith. Some might do, but I don't. So, and even then, Palpatine, which, yeah, it was not the Jedi way to kill Sidious, maybe, but Mace Windu only tried to Sidious because, yeah, he can use the Force to sway the people, saying, "Oh no, we're not going to send Chancellor Palpatine to jail. We love him. We're not going to send him to jail." So what Mace said, well, he has control of the Senate and the courts, that he's too dangerous to be kept alive. Mace Windu has made a valid point, and he, like I said, was trying to defend the Jedi Order and the rest of the galaxy. So, like I said, with the exception of Anakin Skywalker and Barriss Offee, overall, let's say overall, the Jedi does use violence. They do use violence for defense, never to attack. If you use violence to attack, I'm just saying this in real life now, being going back to the real world for a second. If you use violence to attack other people, to bully other people, whether like or not, you use violence to like just to hurt that person in general, right? Then you have no honor in my book. If you only use violence like just to hurt people physically, or I can say if you try to bully people with words, that's a sense of using violence with words. Only if you only do that to hurt people, then yeah, you have no honor whatsoever in my book. But if you only use violence to defend yourself or others, then hell, you have honor because you're just trying to defend yourself or others, and in that case, using violence is justified. Rather than defending, you have if you attack just to hurt the person, then you got no honor. Yeah, you got no honor. Hold on. Sorry, got notifications. Got a blinking light. Notifications on Discord. It's kind of like annoying me that I saw the flashing light. So I had to swipe right to get the uh flashing light to end. But so pretty much my point is for bringing all those times up is that Jedi uses combat slash violence for defense, never for attack. And all the points I brought up, which yeah, you're right, King BB. Anakin killed like somebody in the Clone Wars, and he killed Mace Windu. Not Mace. Well, he did technically kill Mace Windu, but Count Dooku only because I feel like Darth Sidious used a Sith mind trick on Anakin. With the exception of Anakin's case and Barriss Offee when she like I guess tried to kill Ahsoka in the Clone Wars. Out of attack. Or Anakin. Oh yeah, and Anakin in general. overall, that the case I brought up and the examples I brought up in this case, uh, this like kind of like, and I'm not trying to jab this kid, but it kind of like disproves his point or view, whatever. So I'm trying to be as respectful as I can to him, cause he's young enough and he doesn't know better. But all the points that I was making, uh, kind of proves one thing, that the belief of the Jedi never using violence is wrong. And I'm sorry, kid, if this offends you, but it's also stupid. All due respect to you, kid, for thinking that, or anybody else thinking that. I feel like saying, "Oh, the Jedi don't use violence in general." I feel like that's stupid. But yeah, it's just like there's this one YouTuber who verbally attacks, or have attacked me and a few of my friends. And I pretty much said, "Hey, man, that's not cool what you're doing. You're attacking my friends, and they have done nothing to you, but brought you into the group because I'm talking on the PlayStation because I hang out with a group of friends on the PlayStation and they're really fun. But I told him we done nothing to you except coming into our group, pretty much introducing you to our family. We even treated you like family, and you're going to attack us? Like, really, dude? I mean, I get he was hurt. I'm not gonna really go into details, but something happened between him and my good friend, uh, who is like important to me, and just to tell her thank you for being in my life. Thank you for just being there when I need someone to be there. I really appreciate it, and I'm really thankful to have you in my life. But with that said, yeah, I get that his feelings were hurt with whatever situation that happened with him. And thank you for the second like. But to if you and uh he really doesn't really have control of his emotions. And so yeah, I feel like he really has no honor. And yeah, I called him out on stuff. I defended my friends and myself. But and that's the true Jedi way. Yeah, I made an example in my personal life, as I made in Star Wars. And hey Rain. So yeah, I just but so yeah, I just feel like the whole idea being with all due respect if you're watching this, the kid who made this statement, but the whole idea of not defending yourself because the Jedi don't use violence, and I'm saying this with all due respect to anyone that believes this, is stupid. I mean, not I since no, I don't mean stupid. I'm sorry. It's a stupid. Hey, Bounty, boy, how are you doing? But I just feel like the whole idea of thinking that the Jedi don't use violence in general is stupid. Because if you've seen the prequels, the original trilogy and the uh, the new trilogy, at least the Force Awakens and the Last Jedi, and no doubt whatever in Episode 9 is called will be called. It will prove this kid's point wrong or opinion wrong, and I feel like he needs to watch every single Star Wars movie, or with excluding Rogue One and the Solo movie, because they don't really have Jedi in those two movies. But every other Star Wars movie, I feel like he needs to just watch those Star Wars movies so he can see that the Jedi, with the exception of Anakin Skywalker, the Clone Wars out and Rebels out. Well, actually, no. I'll bring in the Clone Wars too, with Barriss Offee trying to kill Ahsoka Tano. With the exception of Barriss Offee and Anakin Skywalker, the Jedi, and I know I am like sound like a broken record, but I can't stress this enough. If you claim that you're a Jedi in real life, then you will understand that yeah, the Jedi does use violence when it's absolutely, and when it's in defense. It's the Sith way to use violence to attack. Just to attack, never to defend, but to attack. The Jedi's belief is quite opposite. And I feel like by the time when Barriss Offee tried to kill Ahsoka in her like final episodes in season 5, I think it was season 5. Yeah, it was season 5. Uh, I feel like at that point, Barriss Offee wasn't really a Jedi anymore, per se. So yeah, that's just my opinion. That's how I feel about the whole situation, and I do feel bad for the boy. And the I watched the video of like Mark with a C. I'll definitely put his YouTube channel name in the comments below. Uh, that is, I feel like since this is apparently his third time going to the hospital by being physically bullied, that yeah, it's about time that he goes uh homeschooled. I agree with that. So, oh, I noticed something to do with Infinity War. You know how Infinity War started on Thor's ship? Well, if you remember, of Thor's ship was the Valkyrie woman. Well, you know, uh, didn't see her die, and her ship was on Thor's, so she probably escaped. So I think she'll. Actually, that's yeah. So shifting gears, shifting topics for a more positive topic. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Bounty Boy. I totally agree with you. Since we didn't see her die, she could be alive. I mean, anything's possible. Loki died twice. He came back to life, and I feel like depending, he could potentially come back in Ventures 4. Potentially. I'm not sure if they will bring him back, but potentially. And you're right about that one girl. And they Killmonger. We didn't see him die, and he was telling Black Panther after their duel. He said, "Was is my one of my favorite lines in Black Panther, more like in the MCU." Because this is true in real life, and he referenced like the days when blacks were slaves. It was him saying, "I'd rather die in the ocean. I'd rather die in the in the ocean than slave or whatever, like my ancestors." And he was referencing the time of slavery, when there were some slaves that literally jumped off into the waters and killed themselves pretty much by drowning, because they felt like dying was a whole lot better life than being a slave. Which I feel like that point is reasonable. I feel like that point is reasonable. And so we could see Killmonger in Black Panther 2, because we technically didn't see him die, and basing it how we saw uh with the Red Skull coming back in Avengers Infinity War, Loki with Avengers 1, Thor, like the end of Thor 1, and then the entire movie of Thor 2 and 3, and with Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And you can debatably say Nick Fury from in the Captain America Winter Soldier, that practically, and any other comic book company, just in general, especially the Ninja Turtles, the 2003 version with the Shredder, keep dying, coming back. That just because like a villain dies, or just in general a person dies, going back to the MCU, does not mean that they won't come back in a future movie. Doesn't mean anything, per se. I mean, only because they that character potentially could come back. Oh, and I think Loki isn't dead because when Thanos, sorry, has Loki in his hands, in the background there was a dark figure running, who is probably Loki. Yeah, that's how I feel. Like with Loki, let's take Loki as for example. Like, let's forget every other character that came back to life for a second. That we saw Loki die in like Thor 1, die, and then he came back at the end of Thor 1 and returned in the first Avengers. He died in Thor 2. I don't remember if he came back towards the end of Thor 2. But he definitely came back. No, he didn't come back to life. I don't think they teased him coming back to life in Thor 2. But in Thor 3, on the other hand, he came back. I guess only to die in Avengers Infinity War. Die. So yeah, Bounty Boy, you got a point. Loki, definitely. I personally don't think Loki is dead. I feel like even if he died, let's just say even if he died, and let's say the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy defeats Thanos. Who says that all the destruction, all the people that he killed, won't come back once he defeated? Plus, there's this, who knows? The Avengers or the Guardians of the Galaxy could, after they defeat Thanos, they could wear the Infinity Gauntlet and just bring everybody back from the dead. Dude, they even can bring Agent Carter back from the dead, but have her be the young Agent Carter. Not the old lady Agent Carter that we see die in Captain America Civil War, but the younger one. I mean, it's possible because, well, I know technically Red Skull didn't die. He was just trapped in the cube that Loki used in his staff in the Avengers. But I feel like just talking about Captain America's history, yeah, they could easily bring back Agent Carter. That's my take. So Bounty Boy says, and if you remember at the end of Thor Ragnarok, Thor said to Loki, "I would hug you if you were I will hug you if you was here." But Loki was actually there. But remember, Loki can make hologram for him of himself. So probably Loki was a Yeah, that could be a possibility. But here's the thing: Loki did confirm that he's actually here in his death scene in Thor 2. He did confirm to Thor, "Brother, I know you have no reason to trust me in this case, but I am actually here." So yeah, but even if he dies, even if he dies for reals in Infinity War, as I as my point I pretty much just made, who says after defeating Thanos, somebody wielding the Infinity Gauntlet and bringing everybody back from the dead that Thanos killed, which will undo Captain America's death, Gamora's death, Spider-Man's death. I don't know about to the guy who was Black Panther's real name, because they announced that there is going to be a Black Panther 2. But will it have the guy come back as Black Panther, or will it be his that girl, a woman that he was going to help up before he vanished? Who knows? Because I know that woman was Black Panther in some of the comic books. I don't read that many comic books, but I heard that she does come back in some. I mean, she does. She is Black Panther in some uh comic books. So I'll be up for a female Black Panther. Not sounding like I'm not trying to sound like a SJW, but I wouldn't mind seeing her come back. I mean, take the mantle of the Black Panther. Actually, might make an entire video just for me and you guys talking about all of our theories of FS. Might do that. That actually sounds like a pretty interesting idea, and an interesting concept to do. I'll think about it, and you guys will obviously know because hopefully my whatever whatever electronic you're using will let you guys know. Hey, Phil TMNT is online or is streaming or uploaded video. So yeah, I want to close this stream. But yeah, the point of this stream was me giving you guys my thoughts about that kid who got bullied, sadly, and I feel him because I also got bullied, physically bullied, and his excuse for not defending him, attacking. Also, Vision has. Oh yeah, he can be reprogrammed for sure. But yeah, with that kid's statement about, "Oh yeah, I didn't defend myself because it's not the Jedi way." Again, I'm gonna make the same point I said earlier. I find that idea that the Jedi don't attack in general is stupid because in each Star Wars movie, like in the prequels, original trilogy, and the new sequel trilogy, you see the Jedi attack. Mostly for defense. The only time you see a Jedi killing someone is when Obi-Wan kills Darth Maul, but that was in defense. So Obi-Wan's case is uh totally okay. Anakin in Attack of the Clones, he killed the Tusken Raider camp out of anger because his mother died in front of him. And then you also see Anakin killing uh Count Dooku in Revenge of the Sith. Because I do believe that Darth Sidious used a Sith mind trick on Anakin. Because when it came to Palpatine, Anakin was weak-minded towards him, and we also saw Anakin killing the Separatist leaders on Mustafar, and we also saw him killing or at least when that youngling said to him, Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do? And we see Anakin activating his lightsaber, pretty much implying that he was going to kill those younglings, which definitely broke my heart. I feel like this kid needs to watch the prequels, the original trilogy, the sequel trilogy again. Because his philosophy in this case is wrong. And I feel like that philosophy, like, or that opinion about Jedi don't attack, or you don't, the Jedi don't use violence in general. I feel like that entire idea is stupid only because the original trilogy, prequels, and the sequel trilogies, the Clone Wars, both series of the Clone Wars, and uh Rebels, because there were two Jedi in the Rebels, Ezra and Kanan. Well, and Ahsoka, I don't. She wasn't really a Jedi because she left the Jedi Order, so she's not really a Jedi. But you can say she was a gray Jedi, which they're like in the middle. They don't believe. They're pretty much the dawn side of the Force, which is kind of like in between the dark side and the light side. But I believe gray Jedi are different standards. But even when she was a Jedi, you only seen her attack uh out of defense, either for other people or herself. Uh so yeah, I just feel that whole idea about Jedi don't use violence in general is stupid. Cause the movies and the TV series, all the TV series of Star Wars that has Jedi in it, kind of disproves that point. But yeah, like I said, that's just my opinion, and I want to see what your guys' opinion in this case is. So, Lee, I know this stream is going to end, but there's also the normal comment section. So please leave a comment in that the comment section below, the normal comment section below. And I will see you guys later. So may the force be with you. All of you. With all of us.